Good morning. I hope that somebody's going to be able to join me here this morning. I know I said 9:30. I might be a couple of minutes early. I just wanted to make sure that I was on time, so I kind of rushed a little bit. And for everybody who's able to hop on today, we're just going to be talking about some things that are happening with the collective, with the virus, with the lockdowns, and answering any questions that you guys might have in regards to anything really. I'll go ahead and say, for those of you who watch the playback of this video, I put a community post, but I don't know if everybody gets to see those, that my structure for readings is going to change slightly. If you've been doing the personal readings for $35, and those are 3 questions, generally we do up to 3 questions for $35, that is going to stay the same. So don't feel like you're missing out on something if you've already had a personal reading. My standard is $35, and I'm going to keep that $35 because I know that right now everybody all of a sudden is in a financial pinch. And I have a lot of people emailing me about readings. I have opened up my schedule a little bit since I'm going to be home anyway. I'm going to be doing 1 question for $15 and 2 questions, I think, for $25, and then 3 for $35. And that the point of it is just to put some lower tier options so that you guys have options. Like if you have only 1 question, then maybe you haven't wanted to get a personal reading because you feel like that's not a $35 expense. And I know that everybody's, in a different place financially, but we all find ourselves right now uncertain of the future and not sure, if this is a good financial investment. Like suddenly having to think about things that we normally might, I don't want to say throw our money away on, but there would be splurges like readings. But a lot of people have questions and maybe you can't afford the $35. So I wanted to be sensitive to that. So I posted on the community, hi everybody, hi, I'm glad you're here. I posted on the community just that I'm offering 2 lower tier options. Obviously, if you have a 1 question reading, the $15 reading, it won't go for 30 or 45 minutes. That's just to respect me and my energy. But I will still meditate over the reading and you will still get 100% my effort. So I just wanted to put that out there so that there are options for those of you who do have a question, but you don't want to do the $35 option, which is my standard price. For right now, there are going to be 2 lower tier options so that if you want a personal reading and you couldn't afford it in the past, now you can. And that also helps me, obviously. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and email me, tarot.goddess@yahoo.com, and I'll get you set up for next week. I have some openings starting on Tuesday of next week, and I'm just going to try to work that around homeschooling and everything else that's going on. But yeah, there you go. The end. I'm glad that you're here. I do have some things written down that I wanted to talk about, but I'd like to know what you guys want to talk about too. Hi, Sally. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, everyone. I can't say everybody's name. I have a hat on today for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's one of my favorite hats, and it says Free Spirit, and I'm so about freedom. Freedom, like William Wallace, right? And I have an issue with what's going on in the U.S., and I have an issue with what's going on globally because I feel like our rights are being trampled on. But I also feel like I can't say too much about it because I don't want to get flagged. So I'm just wearing my hat today that says Free Spirit. If I had one that said Live Free or Die, I'd put that on too. Oh, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, and my face is like sunburned looking. I have like 0 makeup on, and I've got like a very pinkish reddish face today because I did microneedling yesterday, derma rolling, to try to help out with the eye bag area, and some other issues that I have going on. So I have a very red face, and I just thought the hat would help me to feel confident to be on here with you guys today. So that's why the hat, that's why you can't really see my eyes, because I just look a mess. But not important. Just explaining. We will be going into recession. How long will it last? It's a good question. And we talked about this too. People keep using the word recession. It's really not a recession. This is a government mandated collapse of the global economy. I think that I think that the purpose is to step on the small businessman. But I won't say anything else. We'll just ask. I want my opinions to color the reading, so we'll just ask. How long is this economic downturn going to last? Can we see a time frame for how long the recession or the downturn is going to last? Okay, so it looks like not very long. So Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is poverty consciousness. This is actually being poor, right? So this represents that situation we're in, and it came out in the reverse right away. That was the first card that I got. So I feel like it's not going to be as bad as you think. People are not going to lose their homes and lose their retirements and things like that. And then that was kind of confirmed because the Ten of Cups is what comes out next. And Ten of Cups is fulfillment and happiness, achievement of your desires, end of a cycle. And it's a positive end to a cycle. It's not like something ends and it's still painful. It's got the rainbow, it's got the cups, it's got the people celebrating, it's got the family on their land out dancing. So bright new day. I heard bright new day. It's not a time frame, but I feel like it's not going to be anywhere near as severe as possibly what the media is saying or what we're thinking at this time. What else can you tell me for how long this is going to last? The Devil. So the Devil card is a number 15. So 15 days, 15 weeks, 15 months. And I say 15 with some confidence because the two cards that came out above it are also 5 and 10. So that's a 15 and a 15. So that's repeated for me, 15. I do want to point out the Devil is about feeling chained, being bound to something, being captive to something. It's about addictions and things like that. It could be about actual devil sometimes and nefarious things at work. I don't know what the message is there, but I did get 15 on the top with these two cards. And then the underlying message is we're going to be okay. And then a 15 on the bottom with the Devil. So the answer there is 15. 15 days, 15 weeks, 15 months. Until a bright future, bright new day is what I keep hearing. I feel like that's not super helpful. I hope that helps someone. How William and Catherine are doing right now. Beautiful, gorgeous. They're both gorgeous people. I can tell you that's how they're doing. Let's take a look. I saw some pictures or some video of them from yesterday or from last week. And they just look like they are thriving in their new situation, if you know what I mean. How are William and Catherine at this time? How are Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge, how are they doing right now? What can you tell me about William and Kate? These cards are a little bit sticky this morning. We've talked about it before. It's because of humidity. It's probably because my windows are open, so I might switch decks in a minute. Five of Swords comes out. Devil comes out. This is so interesting to me. I love when the cards talk like this. Let's just see. A couple more energies for William and Kate, please. The Devil is also the card of Capricorn, and Kate's a Capricorn, so that could just be representative of her, but I'll show you what I think it is in a moment. High Priestess in reverse. And one more. Queen of Swords. Pow. I love it. Okay, so Five of Swords talks about somebody who likes drama, but this can also be moving on from someone who likes drama. It depends on which person you are in the card. So we have this person here who has the smirk on his face, is holding the swords, is trying to start fights and start conflict. And then you have the other people back here who have put their swords down and they're walking away from it. They're like, man, I don't need that in my life. I'm not about like fighting with people for no reason. This is stupid. I'm just going to go and do something else with my time. And I do feel like that's their energy, William and Kate. And then we have the devil. So the devil, I just laugh every time this card comes out when I read for the royal family, because it's a repeated energy. Okay, I don't even think that I have to talk to you so much about it, because when it came out, you guys probably, when I held it up, you guys probably knew. It feels like they're walking away from someone else's drama, trauma, like they're just not being a part of it. They're focusing on other things. And then the two cards that came out down below, High Priestess in reverse and the Queen of Swords. Yes, I know that the Queen is a Taurus, but she also celebrates her birthday 2 times a year, right? And one of those times is in Gemini season. So she comes out for me a lot as the Queen of Swords. So High Priestess is about your inner knowing, your intuition, your higher self. It can be a keeper of secrets, can be a literal indicator of witchcraft, and it has come up for us sometimes in these readings as that. So I'm just mentioning that. In the reverse means maybe not following your intuition. This could be rejecting someone else's intuition, or someone else's, I want to use the word inclination, and that's not right either, but it feels like they're sticking very closely to the Queen. So like if this High Priestess is another person, they're rejecting that person's advice or what that person has said or told them. It almost has this energy of not taking on somebody else's truth for yourself. So if somebody tells you you're stupid, that only becomes true for you if you decide to believe that that's true for you. You can take that and be like, yeah, okay, I'm stupid. Or you can really let it injure you. And that's what that feels like to me. It feels like a lot's going on behind the scenes, and they're choosing to focus on the Queen's work and moving forward with that. Focused would be the answer for how William and Kate are doing. They are together, solid, and they are focused, and they have a direction. So that's what they're looking at. They have an end game. They have a thing they're supposed to be doing and projecting and being and bringing into fruition and all of that. So that's what they're working on, is what it looks like to me. Focused. But good, because it, indicates that they're also working as a team. So I would say that they're good in their personal life as well. Sorry, I'm trying to read your comments. What political changes are taking place? Interesting question. I don't know if I can, let's see, I'll ask. All right. I'm gonna try one more time with this deck, and if it sticks too much, I'm gonna switch decks. Okay. What political changes are taking place in the U.S.? What's going on here in the United States? What can you tell us? Nope, not gonna tell us. Two of Swords. Things you can't see is definitely behind the scenes. Blocked vision. Not being able to make a choice. Not feeling like you have a choice. 5 of Cups in the reverse. So coming out of a time of sadness or loss. Let me just see. I'm going to pull one more. I have 2 of Swords. I have 5 of Cups in reverse. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Things kind of grinding to a halt. Blocked vision. So in my other deck, in my Wild Unknown deck, this comes up as 2 swords crossed, and the sun is eclipsed. So it's like there's literally things that you can't see. There are things that you don't know about. And because swords are mental energy, I feel like, and communication. So these are very much messages, emails, texts. I feel that the majority of us right now are blind to things happening politically, because we wouldn't even expect that. It's not something that your mind would ever go to as a possibility. Does that make sense? It's like when somebody does something to you and it totally blindsides you. My husband will tell me, well, it's because you don't think like them, or because they don't think like you. Like, that's not something you would ever do to somebody, because your brain doesn't work that way. It feels that way with this political question. Even if I knew what was happening, it would be difficult for me to understand or explain it to you guys, because it's beyond the realm for me, if that makes sense. There are things going on though. Then we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So Five of Cups is about loss. It's also a card though about, these two cups behind here, taking things for granted. He's so sad about the one thing. It's like distraction. It's like a card of distraction. So in the reverse, it could be distraction, but I feel like it's not being distracted. It's like, yes, that's sad, but what about this? Like, so there, I don't know how to articulate this correctly. I might clarify that card, but a lot of times for me, this is a grief card as far as like a funeral type of card, but it doesn't feel that way to me. It feels hidden. It feels like this woman, things are hidden from her, and this man is completely hidden. Completely hidden. We don't know who this is. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he might carry in his coat there. I don't know why he's here, because I can't see anything about him. His cloak is completely covered. So when he's in the reverse, it might mean revelations. Some revelations politically. Also with the cup spilled out. Some things being spilled out. It also looks like some blood being spilled. So if there have been, I hate to use the word, but if anything nefarious in that way has been spilled, it might be working its way out into the media, into the public. I would say watch your alternative media sources more than you watch mainstream, because mainstream is paid for by the guys that are doing all of this stuff. And then Wheel of Fortune comes out in the reverse. So this is a karma and destiny card. It's the way the universe moves. It's really arrogant for me, for my opinion, for someone to try to put a wedge in there and stop basically the movement of time. But this card also has a lot of interesting symbology on it. It's all Egyptian symbols and a lot of the higher ups and Illuminati. And I was reading this morning about the Georgia Guidestones use this Egyptian symbolism. So this being revealed, or this being ground to a halt, or trying to bring something to a halt, someone's destiny, some kind of fated event to a halt. I don't want to go too deep into that, guys, because I don't want my channel to get flagged or blocked or something, and also this kind of stuff scares me a little bit, but there you go. Oh gosh. Other questions a little bit lighter for me? I do have some notes for you. I'm going to tell you about this stuff too while I'm sitting here, because I'm going to go later and talk about some things, I hope, later today. I want to assure you all that we're going to move through this. There are a lot of people who have anxiety about being inside their house this whole time, and I understand, but you are allowed to go outside. So get fresh air whenever you can. Walk your dogs. Just go be in nature. Get some fresh air. It really does help. The sunshine helps. We're going to get through it. And then I thought, well, what does that mean to get through something? For me, it means that even though we're right here and there's this big thing that we're facing that's right in front of us, and it's scary and it's unknown, going through it means that there's another side after it. Okay? It means that even though we're going to be in here for a minute, we're not staying in here. There's another side. So keep looking forward. Keep looking towards the time that this is all over, because it will all be over. Okay? You can be assured in that. I did a reading on this. You can be assured that it will come to an end, and there is another side, and we will all be okay. Okay? If you have questions about how to make money at home, I will be talking about that later too. I have a ton of ideas for you. What is the thing, this is what I wanted to ask you, what's the thing that you always say you don't have time for? A lot of us want to write a book, and a novel, a screenplay, and we say, I don't have time. Well, guess what? Now you have time. For a lot of people out there, I feel like this is a great opportunity to sit down and do the thing you've always said you wanted to do, that you've always said you don't have time for. Go ahead and do the thing. Robin Williams said, "Don't die with the music still in you." And that's a quote that I try to live by. There is something in you that needs to get out, and now is the time for you to get it out and put it out into the world. We can take this as an opportunity. And I still believe, and I said the other day, I still believe that the future is not determined. The future is fluid. And I say this a lot in my readings. The future is fluid, and it will go whichever way it goes based on how we respond in the present right now. So that's why I keep talking about responding from a place of love, responding from compassion, responding from peace, sending out light, because there are people who are responding from fear. And we really need to counteract that if we want to try to steer the whole collective towards a future that is bright, that is better. And so one of the ways, if you don't know how to do that, one of the ways to do that is to create. We are natural creators. So when you put something out there, when you make a painting, when you make a doll, when you make jewelry, when you write a piece of music, anything that is from you, that you create, when you put that out there, I'm getting goosebumps all over me, you are automatically choosing this path of love, because you're choosing the path of your higher self, okay? And you're choosing the path of like that which we all come from. So very, very important. If you feel like there's something that you've always wanted to do, start doing it now. You have time now. You've got nothing else to do. Create the thing, make the thing, put it out into the world. That's really going to help us in a very, very big way. And it also moves you forward to who your purpose to be in this physical lifetime. So I wanted to make sure that I say that in the reading today. And then the last thing I wanted to encourage you guys to do is repair relationships. We're all stuck in our homes, and we're feeling, some of us, like, what if this is, how it all ends? What if I never get to go back outside? And I don't want to encourage those thoughts in you, because I promise it's not going to be the case. I promise it's going to be okay. But I do understand the anxiety, and I do, I suffer with that a little bit myself. I want to encourage you to repair your relationships. Doesn't matter if they're the one that did it to you. It doesn't matter if you've been waiting for an apology for 20 years. It doesn't matter. It matters that you think about this from the perspective of, what if this is the last time? What if the last time I saw that person was the last time I saw that person? Do I want to leave it like that? Or do I want to, while I still have internet capability and telephone capability, I can FaceTime, I can call them on Facebook, do I want to leave it like it was, and maybe that's the last time that we ever talk? Or do I want to call that person and say, it doesn't matter about this thing that was in the past. I love you. You matter to me. Thank you for who you are. Or I forgive you. Or will you forgive me? Or leave it just at I love you. Like, if you don't even want to get into what happened, just say I love you. Just say, I need you to know that I love you. This is the most important thing, again, that we can do right now, is respond with love. And what that looks like is not policing other people. It's not getting on the internet and telling people to stay inside their homes. You worry about yourself and let other people worry about themselves. I really, really believe in personal freedom, guys. I have never had to stay in my house when I had the flu. Now, I did choose to do that. And I know that some people are going to say it's irresponsible to compare this to the flu, and I'm not being flippant, and I'm not taking it lightly, but there are two sides to this, and you don't want your freedoms stripped. So that's what's important, in my opinion. I'm going to get back on track. Just the best way that you can respond in love is to do things from the inside of you, okay? Because inside of you is the eternal you, it's the essential you, it's the you that is a piece of the same thing that we're all a piece of. It's the you that connects to every single human being out there. So that's why when you hear music or when you see someone's art, sometimes it strikes a chord in you and you don't know why. It's because you recognize it. You just don't remember it, but you recognize it because that's home. That person's painting or that piece of music or that movie, it feels like home to you. There's something about it that rings so true to you that it gets through to you even though you have no memory of that place where we were before. Okay? So, all of that said, don't die with the music still in you. Put your thing out into the world. Say I love you. If there's somebody out there that you're missing, that you're concerned about, that you just wouldn't want to leave it where it was the last time you spoke, repair that thing as best you can. People are going to be receptive or they're not going to be receptive, but you do what you need to do to respond and to be love and to be light right now. And I promise you, if everybody was to do this, we would be steering the future of all of us, the future of humanity and the collective, towards this more positive outcome. I feel like right now there are several possible outcomes. And if you want it to be good, if you want it to be over quickly, if you want the economy to recover, the thing is not to worry. The thing is not to post angry Facebook posts. Like, none of that helps anything. The thing is to do what you can do. And what you can do is declutter your home. Okay? Sell the things that don't matter to you. Donate to charity. Support small business. All of these things that are about love and holding up humanity, like we talked about. They seem like very simple things, and I know that. But those simple things add up to really big things. And these simple things, like creating, get you in the zone. They actually, your brain state changes when you're in the zone of creating. When you have been painting and you don't know how long it's been and you forgot to eat lunch, you are in a very, very, very powerful brain state, okay? And so when you're in that state and you're putting out those vibes of creation and home and humanity and love and light, you don't even realize you're doing it most of the time, but you are helping us to go where we need to go. And also, you're helping yourself to reach your purpose. You're here for a reason on this earth. If you've been here for 65 years and you haven't written that book, write it now. Now's the time. Tell that person you love them. I love you. I love all of you so much. And I know that some of you are like, you don't love me. I'm a stranger to you. Yeah, but I've always been a weird person. A little bit not human. My kid jokes with me that I'm an alien. I love people, and I've never not meant it when I said it, and I feel actual love for people that I've never met. Like that's a real thing for me. So I don't say it lightly. I don't say it facetiously. I love you, and I'm sending you love. Like, I have major, major love for you, and I believe in you. And I'm just gonna stop and pull some cards because you guys are like, oh my God, shut up already. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. Hey, so what you want to know about? Oh, what is that? Did that say Britney Spears? Because I am for it. Could you ask if Britney Spears is ever going to work and put new music out? Oh, I love it. I hope so. I like Britney Spears. I like her. I feel like she's an innocent, and so she was really easily taken advantage of. And we talked before about how a lot of times kids in the entertainment industry end up suffering arrested development because they go through some trauma when they're younger, so then they kind of stay at the age that they were when they got famous. So people talk about Britney being immature, and I'm like, yeah, but she's probably mentally like 15, and she's doing pretty well for a 15-year-old with a, gajillion dollars and everything else happening around her. So let's see. I have switched to my Light Seers Tarot. They're also sticking a little bit, but we're going to do our best. Is Britney Spears going to create? Will we have more music from Britney? Ace of Swords is an interesting card. This is also, it's kind of a representation of that alpha state, beta state, whatever state it is that I was talking about when you're in the zone. Ace of Swords is a new beginning because it's an ace. And this feels like very creative energy. Temperance. So Temperance is a card of healing. It's a card of balance. It looks like she's working on healing right now. She is divinely protected. Ace of Cups. New love. New passion. New heartfelt. Could be new projects. Let's see what else comes out for Britney Spears. I love that she has some new beginnings here. I love that there's an Ace of Swords. So it feels like maybe something is changing for her mentally, opening up, lightening up for her mentally. Also, I want to point out that this woman has very short hair, like a shaved head kind of. And this could also represent something that happened to her at that time. Some kind of restart, rebooting is what I heard, rebooting for her at that time. So that may be something that she's having to get out of or heal from, the Temperance card, right? And then really this feels like opening up that heart space and opening up the heart chakra as well, being opened, feeling loved again. Feeling loved again. I feel like she had a time when she didn't feel loved at all. Isn't that interesting when people have the whole world admiring them, but they feel so lonely or uncared for? What else for Britney Spears making new music? How is Britney Spears doing? Okay, I had some that wanted to flip out, and it's a bunch, but we'll just look at them. Two of Cups. So happy in relationship. kind of feeling like this relationship is making magic and allowing some emotions to flow that maybe didn't before. I love that visual. We have wands here. 3 of Wands. Looking towards the future. I love this card. This is a very encouraging card for this question because she's already taken up her surfboard. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. This is really a card of planning. You've come out of the visualizing stage with this energy and you are now planning how it's going to happen. 7 of Wands. Feels like protecting your own energy and learning how to find inner peace when there's chaos. This is a card in the traditional deck of defense. So this feels like she's putting a protective bubble, just like in the graphic here, around herself. She could be surrounding herself now with people that she trusts and people that she can count on. And then Ace of Wands, this is the one we wanted to get. So we have Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. I really wanted to get the Ace of Wands because this is new creative energy. It's inspiration and innovation. It's the thing that you're most passionate and excited about. Yeah, it would definitely mean to me that that's a yes. I feel like some things are moving. These energies here, this one seems to be in the past. I feel that this is referencing something that she went through, some kind of mental trauma, because I kept getting reboot here. And this woman has a shaved head. So something happened here. And then if I could hold this closer to you, I would. But there are actual symbols and math equations here. I think that, you know, something was going on with her at that time. We have Temperance, healing. It's funny because the guy on the Temperance card looks a little bit like Kevin Federline with the wife beater shirt on, right? So I feel like we're acknowledging having to move through some things to learn some lessons. Ace of Cups. Opening your heart chakra, learning about yourself. Allowing new love in, because now we have this 2 of Cups and this feels like a genuine soul connection of someone that cares for you, someone that's going to take care of you, so someone you can be vulnerable with. 3 of Wands, again, we're planning that future. This is so serendipitous to me that the 3 of Wands comes out and not the 2 of Wands, because the 3 of Wands is action. 2 of Wands is sort of drawing it out on a piece of paper and talking about hypothetically. 3 of Wands is I'm actually standing on the beach now and I'm picking my wave. And then I love the protective energy, like making sure this doesn't happen again, making sure that my mental health is cared for, but also I think she's also protecting herself as far as, because I do feel like she was surprised before by some of the people that betrayed her. So right now she is building this bubble around herself. A lot of this has to do with her own strength, inner strength, but some of it also is going to be who she surrounds herself with. And then Ace of Wands. So happy to see this. I hope that answered your question. Cool little spread from Britney Spears. I will support her. I will buy her music. Big fan. Hi, I love you guys too. Do you have some more questions for me? That was a good question, wasn't it? And then it was like positive vibes. Another good question like that, another positive. You're so welcome for the Britney reading. Are we not all rooting for her? I am so rooting for Britney. I'd buy that album 4 times if it helped her. She's been under somebody's thumb for too long. Now these cards this deck is like positive vibes in general, so anything we ask it's going to say it in like the nicest way possible. Do you have that friend that, like, if you were to ask them, like, so do these pants make my butt look big? They'd be like, I mean, it's prominent, you know. Like, they would try to find, like, a nice way to say yes if it did. Tactful, but more than tactful. They would just be like, yeah, but big butts are in. Like, I feel like they would make you feel so good about it. These are those cards. These cards are so, like, even the Tower is like, it's so positive it makes me laugh. I like this deck a lot because it's just like, it's so high vibe. It's so high vibe. Is travel starting up in the summer? Can I see? Oh gosh, I want to know that too. Although I'm looking forward, I'm kind of hoping some of those ticket prices come down a little bit because I am trying to go back to Europe. But let's take a look. What's happening with travel? Travel costs going to be lower in the summertime. The World card comes out. I like that because actually one of the meanings for the world for me is that, like seeing the world, traveling the world. Travel prices coming down in the summer, or is travel going to go back to normal? That's what we want to know. I want to know what prices. You want to know if we're going to go back to travel. So is travel going to be normal around the summertime? What else can you tell us about travel? Okay. Some of these were thrown, so I don't know if I'm going to take them. I'm going to set those aside. That's the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So some truth and some being. Oh, you know what though? You know what? No coincidences. No coincidences. So we have the Ace of Swords, which is a truth, right? It's a communication. A lot of times in the traditional deck, it's just a sword. It's a big sword. So it's like the law, the word, that an edict is issued. It's a big truth. It's a truth that like is issued from the top down. So we have that card, and then we have, what are these birds doing? They're flying. So you have a bird on this card. I don't know if you can see him, but look, starting here, and then yeah, and this card does look like, if I was to take it, I would take it as summertime, because it looks like either one of those beaches that has like grass, like Fort Walton Beach type of deal, or a desert. So I would take that as a tropical climate, and the birds are flying overhead. So we are going to take that as a yes. Look how happy this woman is that she's getting to see the whole world. So we're going to take that as a yes. I also feel like this is the world seeing relief. Like the whole world is going to feel this energy. I feel like it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I think that the outside projections are just that. They're just outside projections. But yeah, this Ten of Swords is surrender a lot of times. In this card, though, it feels like a really clear answer to that question, because all the birds are flying overhead in the summertime. So, like, they're getting back to normal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm from England, so what does I... Summer starts around June. Yeah, here too, right? We used to get out of school. When I was in school, you got out of school in June. Now the kids get out of school in May, but who knows what's going to happen with that too. But I think all the swimming pools and stuff open in like June time. I'm just reading all of your... I plan to organize and clean my house. I love that. I started doing that too. I've been looking at Poshmark. It's a really cool way to make some money if you have some old clothes and they're in good condition and you just don't want them anymore. It's a good way to kind of unload them, and they do everything for you with the shipping labels and everything. So if you're not on Poshmark, get on Poshmark. Sell some clothes from your house. You don't have to do anything or go anywhere. Let's see. I'm just still reading your comments. I think I'm going to do one more question, and then I'm going to kind of close it off, because I think I've talked you guys' faces off for long enough this morning. I do appreciate you being here and listening to me rant and rave about, you know, things going on in the world. I hope that I don't come across as a ranter or raver, though. I'm encouraged, and I want to encourage you all to continue to respond from a place of love and light. Get in the zone. Do your thing that you're supposed to be doing. Don't watch the news. Don't get angry at anybody on Facebook. Don't do any of that stuff. That's gonna take us down that lower path, and we need to go up the higher path, right? In your relationships, make sure you're saying I love you. Reach out to somebody today and just say I love you, right? I called my grandmother the other night just to see how she's doing, and she's fine. She's totally fine. She's bored, but she's good. But I love talking to her, and, you know, just want to call her and hear her voice and tell her that I love her. Because I wouldn't want the last time we talked to be the last time we talked and I just hadn't called because I'm busy or whatever. We're not busy now. We're sitting at home, so do the thing and call the person and all of that, right? I'm just going to ask, I think, for a message for you guys, and then I'm going to sign off, okay? May I have a message for my peeps, for this tribe, for the Tarot Goddess tribe? What's a message of love and encouragement for this tribe at this time? What do they need to know? What would you like for them to know? Just a message for this tribe. I also want to recommend the book, The Celestine Prophecy, if you haven't read it or heard of it before. It's very much in my mind to shout that book out right in this moment. I don't know why. Celestine Prophecy. It's a good book. Check it out. All right. Ace of Pentacles. Wonderful. And one more message for my tribe. These are just for these people here today and following, and they want to do love and light things. 5 of Swords. Yeah. I'm gonna pull one more because I want to get the full picture. One more message of love and encouragement for my people. The World card again. I love it so much. So the Ace of Pentacles, I love, 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 because this is the start of something good. There's a song that says something like the start of something good. I just heard it, but I can't sing it for you. Gosh, I hope you know what I'm talking about. If you know the song, say, like, comment below the song that you know that I'm talking about. Something about the start of something good or something like that. I just heard it. So the Ace of Pentacles is the seed of something that's growing. It's going to grow into something really, really big and really prosperous for you. This is that time to be planting seeds. I know it doesn't feel like it, but because it doesn't feel like it, a lot of people are not going to do it. And so the ones that do are going to be the ones that prosper from it. The affirmation for this card is, I plant my goals with intention, direct focus, and faith. Having faith. This is the beginning of a new venture, new ideas, planting seeds for the future, great potential for success, manifesting power, ambitions, and prosperity. So the next card is the 5 of Swords, which is that drama card that we talked about a little bit earlier. Let's see what the message is here. I'll hold the card up for you in just a minute. The lessons move me ahead always. I love that. This is a card about experiencing loss, the need to build your skills and your confidence. That's very interesting. So now is the time to build on your skills and build on your confidence. Stay away from the drama. Like this guy back here, if he's the one that's like yelling dramatic things, if he's posting things on Facebook, if he is very strongly for vaccines or very strongly against vaccines, and you're the other side of that and you just want to rip him a new, you know what, don't do it. Walk away from it. Rub your head and tell yourself, you know, love and light, namaste. He is a part of me and I am a part of him. If that helps you to not argue with someone today, remember that they're a part of you and you're a part of them, okay? Because that's a true thing. Pieces of You by Jewel, I just heard in my head. Do you hate him because he's pieces of you? A lot of times the things that trigger us about other people are things that we hate about ourselves. That's a very, very true and real thing. So if something about someone is really, really nagging at you, I want you to look at that thing in yourself, okay? So that's the second message there. Walk away from that junk. You don't need it. And then the World card again. So I'm going to look this one up and read it for you. I'll hold it up again in just a minute. It's a beautiful energy. It feels very free. It feels very light. It's almost like, it looks like astral projection to me. This says, I accept this gift of completion. So looking at what's going on right now as a gift, and I ascend, yes, ascension, to new levels of awareness and wholeness. Guess what the last part says? I am love. This is about completion, joy, achievement, happy endings, abundance, new levels of consciousness, and literally traveling the world. So these are things that are happening for you guys, for my tribe, because that's what I asked very specifically. You have new things growing. You have an opportunity to walk a higher path, to learn things about yourself, to change the way you see yourself and the world and other people. So that's going to be that ascension aspect, to respond from love, to not respond from a place of fear or hate or anger or any of those things, and know that what you're doing right now today is growing something for you. So decide for yourself what it is you want to grow in your life. What do you want to manifest in your life? If this is, look at this as a 2-week training period. If this is very, very intense manifesting training for you right now, what are you manifesting? What is your crop going to look like on April 3rd or April, whatever it is? Because I want my crop to be light and beautiful and loving and luscious and colorful and delicious if it's edible. I want it only to be really wonderful, positive things that are going to be good for me and nourishing for me and for others. And just know that what you do right now, you are going to harvest that come harvest time, okay? It's not a threat or a warning. It's just the truth. I love you guys. The cards love you guys. Spirit and your guides and your ancestors and your loved ones, they all love you as well. I hope that you use this time as an opportunity. Email me if you want to look at those community posts about the reading prices, because I really wanted to do something for you guys that you could all have readings depending on where you are financially. So let me know if that works for you. It doesn't work for you. Let me know what you thought of this video. Thank you so much for the Britney Spears question. That was my favorite one of the whole thing. And I will try to get back on more often to kind of be in this with you, because some of you have kind of asked, you know, or said, it's nice when I have something to watch or someone that I feel like is here with me. So I will be doing this a little bit more often just so that we can be connected if you guys want me to. So I love you so much. I'm sending you a lot of love and light and positivity. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.